Welcome, everybody, to On the Couch podcast, where we unlock the secrets of dominating the sales game, dominating the mastery of the mortgage industry, and building businesses that you can be proud of. I am Johnny Supa, one of your hosts and principal broker at Your Nesta Financial, co-creator of the 7x70 program, and the co-creator of Broker Boost Academy. And we're here with
Danny Cardoso.
And I don't know if it's just me, but your intro's getting more and more with oomph to it.
Yeah.
Are you adding more pieces to this puzzle?
that one there was kind of a little bit off the cuff, so I liked it.
What happened to the one we used last one?
I can't find it.
Because that was good. We'll have to go back.
Yeah,
that
it was good.
But you added mastery and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
I just think because, you know what, like we're doing a lot more things than just On the Couch. On the Couch is our way to share with the world what we're doing. 7x70, Your Nesta Financial is the brokerage, right, which is the central hub. But inside Your Nesta Financial, we're more than one thing. Like me and Danny focus on 7x70, which is going to be a big part of what we're doing in 2025. Obviously, we're sales gurus because that's who we are. So let's keep that in mind. And that's where Broker Boost Academy is coming in. So we're going to bring that to the forefront. We're going to start teaching people what we know when it comes to digital marketing, when it comes to simple sales techniques, how to understand and handle objections and all of these things. So stay tuned for more episodes because Danny and I have a lot to talk about.
But we have something very important to talk about this one. And as much as you guys are wearing your really cool 7x70 hats, sold at Your Nesta if you want one, we also have to talk about what do you guys do outside of the office? Someone told me, a little bird told me that you guys are parents. You have kids.
That's another hat we wear.
So how do you wear that hat? First of all, is it as easy as everyone says it is?
Yeah,
I wear
cake, guys. But I mean,
Yeah, it's like they're not climbing all over you.
Well, let's talk about age. First of all, Johnny, how old are your kids? Danny, how old are yours?
Yeah, so I have a boy who's 9, who will be 10 this year. Super proud of, love him. And I got a little girl who's 2.5. Man, she's a monster.
In a good way.
Yeah, she's
so
amazing.
the second one, right?
She's the second one, yeah.
And
I
Danny?
know, but like the second one is that like I hear it coming out of Johnny's voice, like wow, like she keeps me on my toes, like.
Yeah, there's
And I'm going to say it's always the second one that does that.
Yes.
yeah, parenting is fun.
But before we get into that, Danny, how old are your kids?
I have a son that is 24 years old. I have a daughter that is 7 years old, and I have another daughter that's 4.
So you have 3 kids.
I do have 3 kids. Yeah.
Okay, so now you definitely deal with the obstacle of such a big age gap. So now you have to change your mindset from child to child, obviously. But now, Johnny, let's jump with you. You have a boy, you have a girl. The girl is the younger one. So who's the boss out of both of them?
She is.
Okay, so talk to me about you and your parenting skills.
Well, first, I want to talk about being a parent. Like, it's the greatest thing that probably ever happened to me. I think it took me from being up here, like on this high horse, like you're independent, you're probably married, but then once you have a kid, man, it brings you into reality a bit. So, man, I thought I had all these great things to like. I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about parenting. It's hard, man. It's extremely hard.
It's not easy being a parent.
No,
Like I feel like
people.
and I don't want to say this in the wrong way.
No, just say it, because I think a lot of people just post all the good shit. Stop lying. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. Like, okay, I know you. I know the mic came on me, but I'm gonna point this at you. Okay, you got a 24-year-old.
Yes.
You had to adapt instantly.
Instantly.
What the fuck?
Right away.
What was that like, man? Like, seriously, dude. Like, at a young age, being a dad.
Well, how old were you? You were in your early 20s, right?
When he was born, early 20s. I was 17 years old.
Like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
okay, besides the being 17, he's born. Now what? Like, what is your mind? Like, you know, when people say, like, oh, when you get married, life happens.
So, I mean,
like, what happened when he was born? Like, what?
I go back to being a 16-year-old
And finding out.
and you already have goals. you already start setting your goals. We talked about this a little bit last episode.
Yeah.
And, looking 5 years and 10 years ahead, and your goals rapidly change because you now have a kid coming your way. And it's like, which way do I go? Like, it's hard to stay in school right now, right? As much as you want to stay in school.
Yep.
And educate yourself for the future, but you still got to bring in money now because now you got to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
And like at that time, I was heavy into hockey. And how do you juggle all three? I think at that time it was very, very difficult, but I made it happen. I mean, luckily I had, my family that backed me up. Dan, you want to keep playing hockey? Keep playing hockey. I would actually at one point finish hockey on a Friday night and go to work
Wow.
and work till 4 a.m. and then the next day go to practice or game or whatever the case is. I mean, I can only do it for so long. So, but the times have changed.
From back then to now.
Yeah, big time. But I mean, raising a kid is raising a kid.
Of course. It doesn't matter, I think,
day.
the age. Raising a kid is raising a kid. And fast forward, you guys pretty much have similar aged children.
Yeah, both our kids now are
Yeah.
very, very similar. They have the same interest. They both play soccer. Obviously, they're both watching the same TV shows, and
It's
So,
like Johnny
talk to
said,
me, yeah.
it's hard. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. Where we'd be in our business, like if I had my whole day available to this business, I'd be like a rock star.
yeah,
But I leave here and I shut it down. 95% shutdown of the business. I focus on whatever I got to focus on back at home.
it took me a while to do that, Danny, and I have to say, it's probably because of you that I do that now. Because for years, not that I was absent, like I won't say that. I think I'm a fantastic father, but a lot of the time I would take work home, and I would sit there and I would go downstairs and I would handle calls and I would do these things. But at the end of the day, I think now I separate that, and I like being present with my kids. I'm so present in the moment with them, and I love every bit of it. It's challenging because my patience are that's one thing I learned being a parent, is to control my patience. So everything that I let my kids do, I actually research before I let them do anything. A lot of parents say to me, "But Johnny, your kid's 9 years old. You're letting him play Call of Duty?" Absolutely.
Well, is that what he plays in the morning, or does he play like Roblox or
No,
whatever?
he's playing Call of Duty. He's 9 years old. He plays Call of Duty. And some people might criticize it. At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't believe in the puzzles that say, hey, this game is for 7 and up. If my son thinks he's capable of doing it, I'm letting him play it. Because this is my philosophy. If my son's 9 playing what 14-year-olds are playing, when he's 14, I want him to do what 18-year-olds are doing. I want him to get sick of these things quicker. Get them, you know what I mean? Like, I want him out of his system. Okay. That's my thought. If my daughter's 3, why does she have to only play with a toy that's made for a 3-year-old? Why can't she build a puzzle that says 5+? Who says she's not capable?
It's fair.
So I allow them to do these things. Now, there's rules. He can't take things out of proportion. He can't go and be a nut job. He's got to be very respectful. And my son has got manners. He's respectful. Like, you can ask any of his friends in parenting, but I allow him to play the game. So that's Jesse getting up. He goes, he plays his game, but half an hour.
Oh, that's where you stop it.
Yeah, but he's not. If I wake up and his bed's not made, he'll lose an arm. No, like, you got to get up, make your bed. Like, my wife is very good at, I give a lot of the credit to my wife, but he's very well disciplined. He gets up, he keeps his stuff organized. His game room is absolutely flawless. Everything's put away nicely. There's no discs lying around. Like, even the bullets for his Nerf guns, they all go in a Tupperware. They're not lying around. They're put away nicely.
No.
So he's very well disciplined. I give him a half an hour. He goes upstairs and he starts making his breakfast. He's very independent. Then 6:30 comes around. Papa down, Papa down. And she won't let anybody take her out of her crib but me. It has to be me. And she'll either hear me fart, because that's what'll happen. It's funny. It's whatever, man. We're talking about parenting. This is real life. I'll make a noise or something, and she'll know it's me. Even if the way I open the door or a drawer, she just knows my behavior. As soon as she hears me, even though she's been moving around for half an hour, she calls me and that's it. Then the world turns into a fucking tornado.
How? Why?
Because she has to, at this point, it's the same routine. My kids are so, I guess, call it habitual. These routines are the exact same every morning. Jesse wakes up, makes his bed, goes downstairs, plays a video game. My wife does her thing. Mila says, Papa, Papa, down, 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 Papa, down. Until I get her, put her down. Papa espresso.
I love it.
Yeah, and then she goes and she grabs a little stool. She brings the stool up to the counter, the coffee bar. She goes there, she pushes the machine, and then we make coffee. She sits down beside me, and then she asks me for Little Angels or Cocoa Melon or whatever it is that she wants to watch that morning. It's not always the same. It's something different. That's my morning, and that is the reason why I got in this business, is so that I can spend those mornings with my kids. I won't change that for anything.
Beautiful. Danny.
Danny, what's your mornings like?
I mean, it varies. Like if my wife is home and if she's not home.
So
If
when
she's a
she,
teacher and she leaves the
Oh,
house early,
so
right?
I want to
it's
know
like,
when she's not home.
when she's not home,
Yeah, what happens?
it's easier than when she is at home
Oh, explain.
because I got these girls like,
You have two girls,
yeah,
and they're very similar in age.
well, 7 and 4.
Do they bounce off each other with their,
Do they fight?
or they feed off each other? Like,
I mean, they're girls, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'll tell you, for anyone that says girls are easier than boys,
stop
absolutely not.
it. No, they're not.
No, not at all. If I yell at one of my daughters, they'll break in tears.
yes, exactly.
It's just like, what the hell, man? Like,
But hold on, you yell.
what?
You yell. No chance.
At my kids, yeah. You have to. I feel like as a parent, you're not doing them justice if you don't.
Exactly.
All the coddling, all that
Yeah.
shit.
No,
I can't
I'm
do that.
sorry, man. Like,
Now, what about your son? He has a bit of a tougher exterior, right?
well, my son's, I mean, he's 24 now.
No. You have 3 kids,
I have 3 kids. Yeah, my son.
and then you have 2 girls.
I have 2 girls. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
My son's been on his own since like he's 18 years old. Like
Okay.
since he went to Guelph University,
So then, what do you do for your 2 daughters? If they break into tears, what are you gonna do?
I talk to them like they're boys. I'm sorry, I don't treat them as girls, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Just like toughen up.
Mhm.
Like
So
I'm
go ahead.
I'm the same. I'm the exact same. I
toughen
treat
up.
them both the same. I call her a princess.
You don't treat them both the same. I have boy and girl. There's a distinct difference.
No, I don't. I'm telling you, I don't.
Really?
My daughter does something to me more than my son does. Like, she's got this spell on me. There's no doubt about that. She has this unwavering, but I also know it's because I'm not having any more kids. So I'm enjoying every moment of it. And I know what it took to have my second. So I think I'm just enjoying it. But there is a bit where like the boys make me feel different. Like the boys, like he's my boy. Like shit. Like we have a handshake. Like we have this ba, 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 ba. Like we have this cool handshake.
There's some snapping of the finger.
Yeah, there
Donnie,
is.
do you have one with your daughters? No.
No,
With-
I mean
with-
actually, my 7-year-old's a joker. So, like, if she doesn't become a comedian, I'll be surprised. I'll be honest.
She likes having fun.
She loves having fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
So now we talked about the coddling and the being strict and all that. How do you guys feel about the education of it all now? Danny? Like education wise, I mean, are you really strict on homework? Do you feel like the traditional education system is the right way to do it? Should they look at more
Well,
stuff
my wife's
online?
a teacher, so to be honest, I leave that to her. That's her department.
No, but what's your say in it? How do you feel about education nowadays?
So, how do I feel about education nowadays? I look at the school that my daughter goes to, and I look at the schools that my wife teaches at, and they're like totally different.
Because one is public, one is
One's
private.
public and one is Catholic.
Oh, okay.
I'm comfortable with it. Like, I'm comfortable with my daughter's schooling at her education at her school. Now, I don't know about other schools and how to rate Ontario's education, but
But you're happy with what they're receiving.
Yeah, because my wife comes back and tells me, it's like, wow, what a difference at this school and what a difference at that school. And
Okay.
she's like, I can't like our kids are 3 years ahead of the grade fours. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter's in grade 1 or in grade 2, and my wife's teaching grade 4 and grade 5. She's like our daughter does better than these kids. Like
I have to say,
Really?
I'm impressed.
yeah,
I'm impressed. I think with what's available for our kids and the speed they can adapt and learn at, it's way advanced than what we had. Is it perfect? No, but that's a total, like, I'm not going to, like, I just think I watch my son. He's 9 years old. I think he reads better than I ever did. He does math better than I ever did. And that's not because the system's worse. It's obviously better. Right. So I think the attention to the kids is better. I think they have a lot more ability to understand the kid. So I'm actually,
to be honest, I think being educated is easier now than it ever has been.
I think so.
Because you can
the resource, there's
the
much
internet,
more
right?
resources.
you can go on YouTube, you can go on the internet,
Yeah.
you can whatever and figure out things.
Like my son reads the closed caption on TV. He reads it as quick as, if not quicker than I do. Right. Because I don't know about you guys. I almost every show now we watch with closed caption on because it's just the way it is.
Of course. Now, I do want to say, though, here's the big problem. My son actually brought this home the other day. He says, Daddy, have you ever heard of ChatGPT?
I love it.
And I said, yes. He says, well, one of my classmates was using it for a project. He submitted it. Teacher gave him an A. And I said, well, wait a second. Did he do any other research? He says, no, all he did was copy and paste. Now,
so
gentlemen.
how old is
my son is 11.
11 years old.
There was no education involved. He just
so
copied and pasted.
obviously the teacher is not educated in ChatGPT yet.
That's right.
Do I condemn him for going on ChatGPT? I don't.
No,
We
I don't.
do it. We use it. We love it.
Yeah.
Right, but you're still going to learn something
Okay, but-
prior to using it.
He did. He learned how to become efficient.
But he didn't learn anything.
He did. He learned how to be efficient.
But he doesn't know nothing about the topic.
Sure, he did. He read it.
Hold on. When you guys use ChatGPT, no matter what it spits out, you get it. You understand it.
I think I'm way smarter now than I was before because of ChatGPT. I learned so much from it. Are you kidding me? First of all, it talks back to me. So I'm
ChatGPT is at a different level now than when it first started.
like I listen to, like, if I pick up my phone right now and I say, okay, this is my question. What do you think? I'm not sitting there to read. I can't read. I am I'm not a reader. I like to listen to things. I'm very audible. That's who I am. And when it talks to me, I'm learning. So I don't see anything wrong with what the kid did, to be honest. I think he was efficient in his work. He probably had more time on his hand than everybody else did. He finished his project. He handed it in.
But he didn't understand the project.
Who says he didn't? You think that?
Okay, example. He had to write something on a volcano. God knows what it was. He put in the question in ChatGPT.
Yeah.
ChatGPT spit out the answer. He copied and pasted it, handed it in.
Okay, how do you know he didn't read it?
Then I say this because he was partnered with my daughter, and my daughter did hers on the Mayan Riviera, or the Mayan calendar. She did hers. She studied it, and then she said he was done in 4 seconds when it took me 2 days. Now, granted, I told her what he did was smart, but he didn't learn nothing from it. So that's why my question is: if your kids come home and say, "Daddy, look, I learned this, and ChatGPT did it," what's your take on that?
I'm not against it.
Really?
Yeah. Use the tools that are available to you. That's
So ChatGPT is going to teach you what you need to be taught. Like you're going to go and flip through books and try to find that information that you're going to build this project on, or you're going to ask ChatGPT to build it for you.
You're a technician, right? Back in the day. You ready? A vehicle comes in with an engine light on.
Yeah.
Okay. Old diagnostics is follow the wire, follow the wire, follow the wire, find the fault.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now you got a VAG machine. You plug it in, tells you what's wrong. Which one's right? I'll take the VAG machine every day of the week. Every day of the week. Oh, but you're not learning. I don't need to know what was done in 1920. I don't care. Like, for me, I'm about evolving. If the system's going to allow me to evolve, I want to evolve. That's me personally.
But that's the system
Yeah,
speeding up your process.
100%.
This way is not speeding up the process. This is actually, I think, taking you a step back because you're not learning nothing, man.
I don't know, man.
So Johnny disagrees with me. Danny, if your daughter came home, what would you say to that? Or what about when they do homework at home?
So what about when they do homework?
Let's assume they have a project on whatever the history of Toronto.
Okay, so let's go back it up. Like, I know a lot of kids that get their homework done by their parents.
Mhm.
That's reality.
Whoa, really?
100%.
Buddy,
Still?
Yeah.
I know this for a fact.
100%.
Yep. Because I'm not going to get into it because I can't get into it because some people watch these episodes
And you got
but yes.
teachers that give them 10 out of 10.
yeah, and the parents did it.
And it was the
Really?
parent that did the whole work. Like, come on.
Wow, I didn't know
Because
that
they-
was still a thing.
Yeah, because
Sure,
they
it's
just
still
have
a thing.
it's control. Let the kid do the work, and if they fail, let them fail.
And they don't
Oh, but
want,
that's not how I would do it. That's not.
they don't want their kids to fail, so they do the work for them, pretty much.
Really?
Right? Oh, they'll get the kid maybe to do it and be like, nah, that's wrong. Do it like this. Or write it on a napkin and you put your writing in there so it makes it look like it's you. Like,
That's a thing.
Sure.
Still?
Sure, it is. So whether the kid does the research themselves by reading a dictionary or goes onto Google and does okay, hold on. The same argument that you're talking about ChatGPT is the same argument saying that why didn't the kid go to the library and they used Google?
That's right.
Right? It's the same argument.
thing, yeah. You're
I'm
not
using
taking your words,
I'm
yeah.
using a much more efficient tool to do my work. If I'm going to go fix my car and know that there's a fault, I'm going to use the VAG machine, plug it in the O2, find out the fault, fix the problem, get the car off the hoist, get the next one on, and I'm more efficient. I'm learning skills.
At the end of the day, it's all studying,
That's right.
right?
That's
School is studying what you're being taught.
But to go with what Stefano's saying, if I go question the kid and he doesn't know the answer, then I'm sorry. The kid then is you're
That's why I'm
then
saying.
you're
So
wrong.
if he uses ChatGPT and you ask me, would I be mad at my kid? Well, if you use ChatGPT and
You read it.
you read it
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, that's what I said. If you know the answers, yes.
Yes.
and you
So-
learned from
yes,
it what
yes.
it's
Then I'm all for it. But if you copy and paste and don't read it, now you learn nothing. But if you took what ChatGPT said, got it, learned it, and then submitted it, yeah, I have no problem with that either.
No.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So, do you guys ever use ChatGPT for tequila research?
Yeah.
I have. You
No,
know,
seriously, though, have you?
I've never I have, and I wasn't crazy about some of the education that I've received from it. But
Why
was
would
a
you
while
say
ago,
that?
And I haven't gone back
Is it
to it.
vague, you think?
You know what? Because I just ended up going on different apps, like tequila apps. Like I have a tequila app that I go get my information from, and I'm there now. Like,
Okay,
it has
so-
everything there in front of me. So I've never really.
You know what time it is then? I see another Golden Delight.
Yes.
And we did not rank this brand very well last time.
So
So let's talk about it.
we have a
Grab
bottle
Can you
of
grab it? Can you reach it?
yeah. Oh, why you can't see it there?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so we have a bottle of Patron Añejo. This bottle to me is a classic. Because back when I was like 19, 20, and
That was top bar rail.
this was not
Top.
bar rail. It's not a rail.
So top bar.
yeah,
Top bar, sorry.
like this was the high end tequila that you would buy.
If
At
you
the
were a
bar.
baller. If you were a
If you're a
baller,
baller.
you're getting Patron.
I don't think you were able to buy anything higher than this back in the day.
That was the shit. That was the cat's ass.
Yeah, you had maybe 3 different tequila brands to choose from.
Maybe
back in
Don
the day.
Julio back then.
Don Julio.
Yeah.
You had Patron, and I don't know, another one.
It's interesting how you don't think of anything else other than those two brands. But that was the benchmark because all the celebrities were drinking it, remember?
Yep.
Jay-Z and all that.
That's what you would find. You get a booth and you got Patron,
That's
right?
And
So what
this
is
one-
this,
one brings me
Danny?
back actually a little bit because the second time I met my wife, she came out with her friends out to my birthday, and we're at a booth or whatever the case is. And I'm like, we didn't have tequila there. Like we all ordered whatever we ordered. Like not many people were really drinking tequila back in the day. It was a lot of champagne. It was a lot of vodka. It was one or the other. And I'm like, my wife at the time really liked tequila. So I'm like, I took her to the bar and I'm like, I got to impress her. So I, took shots of this stuff.
Patron. Now, when you say this stuff, what exactly is that Patron right there that you're holding? It's an Añejo? Is that what you said?
This is an Añejo. So
Okay. Do you know if it's been aged? Give me
this
a little
is
bit.
aged for 12 months.
Okay.
Just pull up some information.
Pri-
that I got
price
on
point
this.
is?
Price point. This can be picked up currently at the LCBO for about $100
Johnny.
for Añejos. I think it's there.
We just recently drank a tequila of $90, and I'm almost
I think
positive
That was a
it'll be way better.
Reposado. The other one is better than this one personally.
Okay.
But-
So, Danny, give me the 411. What are you saying?
So this one here, aged for over 12 months, in a combination of French, Hungarian, and American oak barrels, carefully crafted. This pours bright amber color, as you can see it, with fine notes of oak, vanilla, raisins, and honey. So there you have it.
Okay, so there we have it, and there you have it in your hand. Now, let's talk about the appearance. It was ugly before, and I still say it's ugly, but what do you think?
I think this is a classic.
I was gonna say it's an iconic
Right?
bottle.
For me, I like having this at home because it is a classic for me.
Okay. So, look-wise, you're giving it?
Look-wise, I mean, this is what I think a tequila bottle should look like, just because this is the way I know it forever.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's outrageously. I'm not going to give this a 9, but I'll give it an 8, just
Okay.
because it is what it is.
That's fair. Let's talk taste.
Taste wise, an 8 also. Should we taste this? Like, no.
Johnny, do you want your
I
glass?
have it here,
Go, you
Yeah,
can
okay.
have it.
just for a remembrance of.
Yeah, let's remember that one. Taste first. I love it. So no, but truthfully speaking, because you said that you've had this many times, do you find it to be a little bit harsh?
It's a little bit harsher. Yeah.
Okay. What are you giving it flavor wise?
Flavor wise, close to an 8.
Close to an 8. Okay, 7.5.
7.5, sure.
And of course the price. Now the price.
Price at $100 for a Neho, I think it's well priced.
Huh.
And 8.5.
So you're about an 8.5.
I'm
overall.
about an 8 for this one.
Okay. Johnny,
Yeah.
good old Patron.
So it's better than Jose Cuervo, that's for sure. So that was like that's the bar rail stuff.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here this whole time like, which one was it?
Those are the 3 brands.
Yeah.
Those are the
Hold
30. Yeah,
on,
thank
hold
you.
it.
Yeah.
Fucking Patron.
So this was like, like the premium stuff. It still is. It's not terrible. I won't do the Blanco stuff of Patron. It's not for me. But the Añejo is actually pretty good. It's not terrible. It doesn't have those like other additives like the caramels and the vanillas, and it's not a thicker tequila. This is very thin. So as for the bottle, I'll give it the 7.5 for the bottle.
And
Taste-
flavor wise,
Taste is 7.
no better than that. Okay.
Yeah. And
Price, $100.
yeah, it's there. I mean, it's the best Patron, not the best Patron you're gonna get, but it's
That's not the best Patron.
no, it's the premium, I guess you could say. So for the price, it's not bad.
We're not saying it's the best Patron, but
So what are you saying? What are you going to give it on price?
7.5 overall.
So you're about 7.5 at least.
Just so we're clear, in the making of this episode, talking about parenting, no kids had any tequila.
Danny, Johnny, how about Johnny at your camera while Danny's looking up the price of that very expensive Patron? Where can they find us?
You could find us, guys, here on the couch. Please comment about your parenting and what it's been like, and share the ups and the downs, and maybe some of the insights that you guys have to help us raise our kids. Till next time, you can find, before I get to there, you can find us on the Couch Podcast on all streaming platforms. On the Couch Podcast 23 at Spotify, YouTube. If you like the show, share it so we can grow.
Your Instagram is?
Your Nesta Financial.
Danny?
Mortgages by Daddy C.
Till next time, guys. Peace.
But before we
later.
peace, price was?
4?
The extra, no, the extra.
Oh, the
Añejo.
extra.
Oh, I thought that's what you were looking for.
I couldn't find it.
All right, let's just say it's over $200. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.